And some Democrats are starting to believe the disinformation too.
Uh-oh. Joy Reid is a walking pile of disinformation. You even got Trump's hair on your head. What kind of a person are you, Joy Reid? Joyless Reid. This show is brought to you by Patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. That's where you go to become a member of Tim Black on Patreon. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. Joy Reid and the Democratic Party and the Kamala Harris campaign are in panic mode.
At this point, you can't call what Trump is running a campaign. As friend of the show David Corn points out in Mother Jones, what Trump and J.D. Vance and House and Senate Republicans are running is a massive disinformation campaign aimed at warping Americans' reality.
David Corn is a hack.
And they're doing it with violent, terrifying, and sometimes bizarre conspiracy theories that set the table for maybe armed resistance to a Kamala Harris win.
Armed resistance? Man, somebody needs to come get Joy and throw her into a psychiatric ward. Let's throw her into a psychiatric ward. She gets to say this. Listen to her words. Listen to what she says here.
And they're doing it with violent, terrifying, and sometimes bizarre conspiracy theories that set the table for maybe armed resistance to a...
There may be armed resistance. Maybe armed resistance. Man, Joy Reid, I've been telling you guys, Joy Reid is the biggest hack on cable news. She is the absolute worst person. She takes the trophy. She's the Sha'Carri Richardson of lunacy on cable news media. She is, man, she's way in front of everybody, man. She could come from behind and you think somebody else is going to win, like a Rachel Maddow or something. You're like, no, man, Rachel Maddow is crazy as hell. And all of a sudden, here comes Joy. Pew! Like, Jesus Christ, she's the craziest. It ain't even close, baby.
Kamala Harris win or mass acceptance of American fascism. Trump and Republicans backed by far right-wing billionaires like Elon Musk and right-wing media and anti-woman manosphere podcasts are...
As long as you got Soros and Bill Gates, I mean, you can't talk shit, can you? I mean, really, can you? Can you really talk when you got your own billionaires? Like, both sides have billionaires. You know, why come the Democrats can't keep it real? Democrats got billionaires that give them money. Trump used to give you money. You gave to both sides. Why is it that they act like they're not the ones taking money too? The Democrats are just as corrupt and even more corrupt because they pick the primaries for you. They don't even let you pretend to pick your own people. They pick them for you and tell you, we know what's better for you. We know what's good for you. That's the Democrats.
Creating social media or gaming social media apps like X Twitter in Trump's favor and pumping disinformation into the brains of Trump supporters.
Oh, you mean sort of like the way you guys ran a disinformation campaign about Russia? Remember that? Russia, come and get us. Oh no, Russia stole the election. You remember 2016? Because Hillary couldn't get her ass out the chair and go down to Michigan. You guys, the Russians took it. The Russians stole the election. Oh no, Russians and the Chinese and Facebook. Remember that? Everyone forgets that, okay? And us social media users know damn well which side of the aisle catches most hell on social media. There's only one platform, really, one or two. X and like Rumble and Truth Social that you can go to where like conservative or anti-democrat is tolerated, because Facebook is not. TikTok is scared as hell. When I'm on TikTok and I talk about anything political, they suppress the shit out of that. If it's anti-Kamala. Oh. The only time they give me any play is if it's very neutral. And since I don't put out any positive content about the Democratic Party, because there's nothing positive about the Democratic Party that I care to say. So Basically, what we have Joy Reid up here complaining that what they've been doing for the last 10 years has finally been done to them on X. Yeah, they have a problem when it was on this Twitter, and Twitter was suppressing anything that was anti-Democrat. Now they got a problem. Notice she ain't gonna talk about Facebook or Instagram. No, she won't mention those two because we all know they favor the liberals.
Not quite foreign interference, but not exactly different from what Vladimir Putin would do. It's
a private company, right? Isn't that what you said when we complained about it? When we complained about Twitter, when it was owned by the guy with the beard? It's a private company. They can do what they want to do. Kick Trump off. Remember that? But now, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, is it? I'm hunting rabbits. Man, there's some bogus. I told y'all, man, Joy Reid is the king of hypocrites. The woman king of hypocrites.
And in many ways, the disinformation campaign is working. Base Republicans today believe everything from Democrats secretly manipulating the weather from a secret base in Alaska to Trump being incapable of losing this election. He's winning in a landslide.
He is winning in a landslide. He is. Case in point. Why is Kamala trying to go on Joe Rogan's show after she shit on him? How could you shit on Joe Rogan and then begging Joe Rogan to take her on the show? Man, come on. That is obvious. That's obvious that she's behind. I mean, she's got to beg. If I was Joe, I'd make her do it publicly. Gather around, people. Gather around. Let's watch VP Harris write me a kind letter of apology. Because she was one of the people shitting on him. But now that she needs him, hi, Joe. Hey, Joe, we did it. What you talk about, Kamala?
And some Democrats are starting to believe the disinformation, too.
Uh-oh. Joy Reid is a walking pile of disinformation. With a Trump, you even got Trump's hair on your head. What kind of a person are you, Joy Reid? Joyless Reid. Joyless Reid. That's what she is, Joyless Reid.
Have you noticed how sharply the polls have shifted in Trump's favor over the last couple weeks? With these claims that Trump is surging with Black and Latino voters and
he's doing pretty well. They say Trump is doing better with Black people than any other president on the Republican side since 1960. What can Kamala say? What has Kamala done? Has she done anything that's worth bragging? Oh, I know. Candidate most likely to choke off of her own word salad on national TV. Candidate more likely to pretzel bend her way into contortionist positions by kissing her own butt cheeks on national TV. Candidate most likely to be a walking contradiction. First candidate to ever say they're a change candidate, and then when asked, what would you change, says, I can't think of a thing. There's nothing that comes to mind. That's kind of embarrassing, Johnson. Oh, and then you're going to say it's a conspiracy theory to say Trump is blowing that person out? That's rich, baby. That's rich.
Leading in every single swing state, according to secret internal polls, despite all the Hitler talk.
Oh, now Joy is claiming that everybody's against Kamala. Uh-oh. Hey, man. I was looking at research like a month ago. It shows CBS and ABC, for instance, those two networks. And NBC, not MSNBC, but NBC, were running in the high 80s to low 90s of all positive coverage of Kamala Harris. Yeah, they covered her positively almost 90%. And it was the opposite with Trump. High 80s to low 90s of negative coverage for Trump. All positive for Kamala, all negative for Trump. And now they're not running positive coverage of Trump. They're just running some obvious truths that turn out to be negative for Kamala. but they're not running positive for Trump. So Kamala still has positive shit running, but also now some reality checks like, hey, she was up 5 and now it's even, which really means Trump's up by 4 because he underperforms, he underpolls, because people have been conditioned not to admit that they're going to vote for Trump. This has been historical with Trump. Trump has been the nominee 3 times. So we have data that proves this. We have data that proves this. But see, you listen to Joy Reid, you know what you have, guys? You have the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, we got the pot calling the kettle black. We got someone who's a part of a whole system that have been doing the same thing that they claim others are doing. MSNBC, MSDNC, has been doing the thing that she says NPR is doing. MSDNC has been doing the thing that she says the New York Times is doing. MSDNC is doing the very thing that they're accusing Axios is doing, which is having a favorite. Joy Reid has never said a positive thing about Trump, ever. And she's been reporting on him for 10 years. She just said Trump is trying to get his followers to commit physical violent acts if he loses. She just said that. But she used the word maybe, so she can't get sued. Maybe Trump is trying to, I mean, what kind of a maybe? Joy Reid is a Jaguar right of corporate news media. Okay? Let's keep going.
Yes, this race will be far too close. Because unfortunately, we do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear, but in small pockets among black and brown men too.
Okay, so there's no black women voting for Trump. You know, there's something to be said about Joyless Reid. First of all, projection. Yeah. I think it's a fascist to try to dictate people's thoughts. Yeah, trying to tell other people what to think and what to do and how to feel. Like you want to psychologically control the masses with your propaganda, Joy. I think that's a form of fascism too. Didn't fascists try to control the messaging? That sounds like what you try to do every day. Listen, guys, for the record, there are a lot of people that aren't voting for Kamala Harris, and that doesn't mean they're fascists. And not only black men aren't voting for Kamala in the numbers they want, of course there are going to be black men that vote for her, because not all of them will wake up in time. But there are a lot of black women that are not going to vote for Kamala. And guess what? That doesn't make them fascists either. It means they have good taste. That means they've been paying attention. That's how I look at it. And also, they're exercising their First Amendment right. They're making their own choices, whether I agree with them or don't agree with them. I tend to think that Kamala is the greater evil, just because look at all the assholes she got with her.
This happens to be a global phenomenon as women become more economically independent and seek positions of power. But friend of the show, Simon Rosenberg, points out that just like in 2020 and 2022, dozens of right-wing polls have been dumped into the marketplace in the last few weeks, 12 in Pennsylvania alone. Those polls then swing the polling averages to the right.
So you're saying that Trump is not polling well? Really? Well, it doesn't matter, because when Kamala loses, then you'll have to shut the hell up, right? I don't even see why this is an argument. And all this, what are you doing with this propaganda BS? Try to make people think that all of a sudden America, that like the powers that be, the corporate media structure is now supporting Trump. I mean, guys, she's trying to sell a narrative that Trump is benefiting from corporate media. That the people that have been riding his ass for the last 10 years decided last week, we like Trump. Is that what you're trying to say, Joy? Because that don't make no damn sense. Trump has been getting negative coverage all this time. If you know, look, it's like this, man. It's much pro Kamala Harris, pro Democrat, like push in the media. As much of that has gone on, if you are crying foul from the Democratic Party side, you just a damn fool. I don't know a better way to put this. You are obviously afraid you're losing. I'm just going to chop it up to that. You know you're losing because you're doing this segment because you know you're losing. Because there is no way you could ever say that Trump is the one who's not getting preferential treatment. You mean the guy that had 2 attempts on his life? You mean the guy that was impeached twice? You mean the guy that's been raked over the coals, the guy with all the indictments? That's the guy you're saying gets preferential treatment from the media? I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not buying it. Oh, I know why. Because I'm not a damn moron. Yeah. I'm not psycho. You know? I'm not a delusional misfit. Yeah, I'm not a hack like you, Joy. Because that's the only way you can believe that. I mean, logically, it makes no sense. The guy has been dragged across the coals of corporate media for 10 years. And all because your girl, your woman, your Madam VP, is getting her clock cleaned, you want to claim victim. She wasn't a victim when she was, I'm speaking. Okay. Now she a victim now. Yeah, she behind in the polls, y'all. That's how I'm saying it, guys. That's one of the reasons why I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm 99% sure my polling is right because look at the way they're acting. How could you, with a straight face, tell the world that you think Trump's getting preferential or favorite treatment? Preferential treatment for Trump from media? From media, not from Newsmax. Maybe from Newsmax. News Nation. But you mean like corporate media? Come on, man. Nobody believes that shit. Man, please hit the like button, guys. Please hit the like button, man. Do you think, and let's start a poll. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. Give me a 0 if you think Joy Reid is outer tree. Yeah, if you think Joy Reid is smoking some of that good and it was too good. If you think Joy Reid's had too many bottles of wine tonight. If you think Joy Reid done lost her damn mind, give me a 0. If you think she's on to something, give me a 1. I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of zeros. Wow. Unbelievable.
Making Trump look strong and Kamala Harris look stalled. Now, there are lots of explanations for why you'd want to game the polls. Entrepreneurial Republican pollsters can certainly game
the polls. What Joy Reid is doing here, guys, it's not something new. There's a lot of phrases for it. One of them is, every thief thinks everyone steals. Yeah. Every thief thinks everybody steals. And that's what Kamala people are doing. That's what Joy Reid's people are doing. They're all thieves. MSNBC is a bunch of thieves trying to steal every election. The Democratic Party trying to steal every election. I'm not saying the Republicans don't do dirt, but what I'm saying is a thief is always looking at people like they're stealing because that's what they would do. And it's what they've been doing. Joy and Reid, this is disgusting of you, but it's very telling. Yo, there is no reason why. Look, I'm not the only person who's going to see it this way. So why would they be exposing themselves like this? I mean, only the most diehard, brainwashed MSDNC watchers are listening to this going, she's on to something. Because they know. They've been seeing negative Trump coverage forever. I mean, there are people, no matter what Trump does, they never will give him credit for it. Because they've heard so many negative things about Trump, Trump could save a family of 4 from a building. And there were people that would be like, he probably the one that set the fire. That's what Trump derangement syndrome is. It's like, they just believe like there is no way, right? I'm a person that says, Trump ain't a saint, but I still believe he's just one guy. The Democratic Party is a whole lot of people. And they're a crooked institution. When you would spend so much time being dishonest yourself, you see dishonesty in everyone else. It's sort of like a person who's cheating, who swears to God that their spouse is cheating because they know what they're doing. And it's sort of like the karma, not the Kamala, the karma. You know, like you are projecting onto them what's already in you. That's why it's good not to be a part of that shit. Joyless Reid is obviously projecting. The Democratic Party is projecting.
Favor with Trump, who's apparently fuming about Vice President Harris's billion-dollar fundraising and positive press. And then there's the more sinister explanation that if Trump, Republican pollsters, and even jittery Democrats convince enough people that his victory is inevitable, how much easier would it be?
Yeah, that sounds exactly what you guys were doing with Kamala Harris. You mean to tell me, guys, that these people want us to believe that they weren't patting the books with Kamala this whole time? I mean, come on, guys. Before Kamala ran, people were saying that they need to take her off the ticket. They were saying that she was dragging down Biden. Like, no one wanted her to run. They all said she's the reason why she's part of the reason why Biden was doing bad. People said that she added nothing to the ticket, that she was horrible. And then all of a sudden when Biden dropped out, you guys were like, she's amazing, she's a rock star. That was not you guys trying to manipulate perception in order to help get the outcome you wanted? I mean, come on now, you don't think that the people's opinion of her changed overnight? And no way did your opinion change overnight. You just figured, fake it till you make it. Yeah, we gonna fake it. If we keep on faking it, maybe she'll make it. That's exactly what you did, but now listen to Joy. Now she's projecting that on the other people. Now she's projecting that onto the Republicans. But the thing is, the Republicans don't own the media. Guys, I said this in 2016 because it was true. There were journalists that were caught up in WikiLeaks. And before they did stories on Hillary Clinton, they would send their stories to the Clinton campaign and get the approval first. Hey, it was actual journalists sending their story to the Hillary camp, making any changes. Is this okay? Before they went to press. Do you really think that the NPR, New York Times, or Axios is sending articles to the Trump campaign before they print them? Come on, guys. Really? Really? Joyless Reid is something else, man. I mean, she is a brazen. I gotta admit, she works hard for the money. Because to lie like this and not wear a rubber hat, because the lightning should be tearing her ass up right now.
To claim that the election was stolen if he loses. And how much easier would it be to get his base to rise up and maybe even get violent the way they did?
That's her third time saying she wants his. This is 3 times in a row, 3 times in this short segment. She's claimed that Trump's trying to get his base to get violent. Not that he's trying to win, like Kamala's trying to win, but he's trying to make them get violent. Why come he just can't want to win? Why come that can't be enough? Why come it just can't be his team is trying to play to win, just like your team's trying to play to win? Why do you have to demonize the other side? Pull every racial card imaginable. And look, guys, I hate saying that shit. Believe me, I do. Because I do believe racism is a problem in America. but not when it's used like this. This is bullshit. This, what she's doing, is garbage. This makes any real claims sound like garbage. She hurts us. When we get black people to do this type of shit, this is not good, Johnson. Trump is not telling people to be violent. If I found that Trump was doing that, I'd definitely be the first to say it. I need her. Joy Reid should have to produce receipts. Produce receipts. Don't say I think. Don't say maybe. Stand on it, Joy. If what you're saying is Trump isn't just trying to win an election, he's trying to get his people to be violent if he loses the election. Produce evidence. Really. You shouldn't be able to just say that and everything be okay. You go back to your expensive ass crib.
When he lost the last time, how much easier would it be to get the Republican House Speaker or John Roberts and the right-wing Supreme Court conservatives to throw the election to Trump? These are the things we need to consider.
Now, what we need to consider, Joy, is a fact. And that fact is when somebody's guilty, they're always convinced that the other side is as guilty as they. Yeah, it's a narcissistic trait in some people. Yeah, if you're a bad person, you assume other people are bad. But not everyone is as bad as you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Trump's a saint. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is you are accusing the Republican Party of doing things that the Democratic Party has been not only doing, but they probably invented the shit. And you're accusing Elon Musk of doing things with Twitter that were already being done at Twitter just the other way. And I don't remember you complaining at all, but it was just the other way. In fact, I think that's why Elon brought Twitter, because of what you guys were doing with Twitter. And you didn't have a problem with it. And he saw a way to make money too. I don't think it's been profitable yet, but that's because you guys own the media. So you owning the media puts pressure on advertisers not to spend money with X. But see, that's sort of my whole point. As bad as you say Trump is, and all the stuff you're saying Trump is manipulating, when you bring the media into this, I know you're full of shit. Because I know the majority of the media moves that are made, the media industrial complex is run by the Democratic Party, by and large. That's who runs this shit. Everybody knows it. Every actor in Hollywood knows it. Every person in news media knows it. We all know it. Even independent media people know that shit. We're not even signed with big dogs, and we know that. And you get up on your television, you get up on your show, you use the MSNBC. Who owns this? Walt Disney or some shit? You get up here and you pretend that it's the other people that are doing the manipulating. And once again, I'm not saying that the Republican Party doesn't manipulate. I'm not saying they don't try to get the narrative going their way. But what I'm saying is, you own the cable media. It's owned by these people. The Democratic Party was able to stand up a disliked person with no national profile that a week before she became the nominee was told she was the worst decision that Joe Biden ever made. Democrats said that. And now, a week later, yay, Kamala, we need a mamala. Give me a break, Johnson. How does that become a thing if not by manipulating the media? How did that happen? Did those people change their mind? No. You changed the narrative.